This is Dr. Hobble, and I'm going to help you with this problem. It says Diego, Elena, and Andre participated in a walkathon to raise money for cancer research. They each walked at a constant rate, but their rates were different. Complete the table to show how far each participant walked during the walkathon. When you are finished, upload a picture of your table. So here we have a table and some of the values are missing, so it's kind of like a puzzle that we're going to solve. So the columns, we see time in hours, followed by miles walked by Diego, then miles walked by Elena, and miles walked by Andre. In the first row, we see the time in hours would be 1, so in 1 hour, which means that row is actually going to represent the unit rate. In the second row, we see that Diego walked 6 miles in 2 hours. We don't know anything about Elena or Andre just yet. So if in 2 hours Diego walked 6 miles, how could we figure out how far Diego walked in 1 hour? Well, since 2 divided by 2 is 1, we can take this value of 6 and we can divide that also by 2, and we'll get an equivalent ratio. And so what is 6 divided by 2? 3. So Diego walked 3 miles in 1 hour. Next, let's keep going through the table. So in the third row, we don't know how many hours it represents, but we see that Diego walked 12 miles. So if Diego can walk 3 miles in 1 hour, how long would it take him at that rate to walk 12 miles? Well, 3 times what is 12? 3 times 4. So we can take 1 and we multiply it by 4 to fill out this entry. So if we do that, we're going to get 4 hours. Now we have some more information about Elena. We know that Elena walked 11 miles in 4 hours. So in order to finish the table, you're going to sort of treat this as a puzzle where we say, okay, then in 2 hours maybe Elena walks half that distance because 2 hours is half as much as 4. Or you can take the unit rate route. Try to figure out how far Elena walked in 1 hour and use that to find the other information. If you take that route, you could say 11 divided by 4 gives me the unit rate. So whatever 11 divided by 4 is, you're going to write that number here. So next, let's move on to Andre. So in the last row, we see that in 5 hours, Andre walked 17.5 miles. So we could go ahead and find Andre's unit rate. So since 5 divided by 5 is 1, you can take 17.5 and divide that by 5 to get this entry in the table. And then you do some different multiplications of the unit rate to find out how far they walked in other amounts of time. You can do the same thing for Diego in this entry to figure out how far he would walk in 5 hours. So at this point, you have all the information or steps that you need to be able to finish this table independently. And I know that you can do it. You can also work with a partner or ask me if you have questions.